So start. Morning, folks.
Good morning.
So welcome to TADHack UK. This is a kind of a first for me running a virtual hackathon, so hopefully it'll all go fine. But it's part of a much bigger TADHack movement across the world with hundreds of developers. It's going to be an interesting weekend. The UK doesn't have hundreds and hundreds of registrations like some of the bigger locations. But we've always punched well above our weight in terms of the quality of hacks that come out of TADHack, and I'm kind of expecting we'll do as well this year. There's a schedule for the weekend that I think everyone who registered, the attendees who registered, should have got. If you haven't got a schedule for the weekend, don't panic too much. The only thing you really need to know is that the videos of your hacks need to be submitted by 2 p.m. tomorrow for judging. So that's the most important thing, is working with the sponsors' resources, of which we've got one of the global sponsors with us here in the UK with Simwood, and I think they might want to say a few words in a moment. Is that right? Anyone from Simwood? Okay, maybe. And hacking with the sponsor's resources and submitting the video of your entry by 2 p.m. tomorrow are the things that basically get you entered for a TADHack prize. So if you make sure you do those two things, then your entry will qualify, and that's all that you really need to know. There's a URL with developer resources that are pinned in the Riot room, which you also have the link to. If anyone has any problems and can't get access to the Riot room or can't find the resources, just send me a chat here and I'll help you out. There are other Slack URLs, and particularly Simwood have got a Slack room where they're doing a lot of their support, but that's bridged to the Riot room anyway. So if you have any problems and you want some support from Simwood for their resources, then just drop a comment in the Riot room or send a chat here and we'll get you invited to that Slack. Other sponsors have similar resources out there and will support you in the hacks that you're doing. So both Avaya and Sangoma have got similar support channels. So if you're hacking with their APIs and need some help, then shout up. That's about all I really need to say, I think, at this point. If you found this meeting room, then you found the main sort of rendezvous point. If you find the Riot room, then you find your main point for support, and we'll go from there. Have a great weekend, folks, and let us know if we can help you in any way. Anyone else want to say anything?
No, I think we're good, Rob. You covered pretty much everything I would have said anyway, but similar people are around all weekend. If you need any help with our APIs and creating accounts and things like that, just find us in the Slack, Riot, or here. So we're all good.
The Simwood folks have been absolutely fantastic in their support for TADHack, particularly in the UK, but across TADHack. And they've got a new API this year, which looks quite exciting. So definitely worth engaging with them. And there are large numbers of Simwood people inhabiting Riot and the Slack room, so you'll get plenty of support if you're working with their APIs. But I'll also look at all of the other sponsors' resources. What I'm going to do now, actually, in the channel, if no one's got any questions, send me questions on chat, is just play the playlist of all the developer resources on the YouTube channel, and I'll put the URL for this in the Riot room. But this will play for a little while, and this will be the only thing here for a little while. But come join us on the chat or in the Riot room if you want any more help with what's going on over the weekend. Thanks, and happy hacking.
Enjoy. Thanks, Rob.
TADHack Developer Resources webinar. I'll be honest with you, this has been the toughest year ever to put a TADHack together. So thank you to everyone who is taking part. You're the hardcore. You're showing that no matter what, you're going to be hacking. And in the future, when people ask you what you were doing during the pandemic, you'll be able to tell them you were hacking, and you'll have the video evidence in your pitch that you create for TADHack. Now, this webinar is a chance to get an introduction to the sponsors' resources. Not only the global sponsors, but we're also including Intelipia and Symbol.ai, who are the local sponsors for North America. But there are also many other sponsors across the location. So check with your location on what additional resources you've got. Now, the plan for about the next hour or so is to kick off with an introduction from me. That's what we're doing. Then we'll go into an introduction to Simwood's resources from Jared. We'll then move on to Avaya CPaaS from Calvin and Andrew. We then have Avaya Cloud Office APIs from Mike Stowe. Props to Mike. It is 5 a.m. his time, so he's up very early. We then have Intelipia. We'll have Cora, Adam, Nelson presenting, and then we'll wrap up this session with Symbol.ai, where we have Charlie and Vlad. So what I'd ask is keep your sort of mic on mute until each Q&A session. So after each presentation, we'll do a Q&A session, just letting more people in. And you can ask questions in the chat. You can email me. I think I've spammed everybody here many times. So you have my multiple emails. So just email me if you've got questions during the event or after. So hopefully there's enough ways to get in and chat about what we're covering. So what I'd like to do now is open up. Does anybody have any general questions at the moment? If not, then that's good. I would like to hand over to Jared. So Jared, would you like to introduce the Simwood resources?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully everyone can see my slides okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. So I just want to spend the next couple of minutes introducing you to Simwood for those who may not know Simwood, and then the resources that we've got this year for TADHack. As you're probably aware, Simwood started as a UK company, as a voice wholesaler. Over the last 3 years, both through growth and through acquisition, we've kind of added multiple platforms here. So we have everything from network operator and wholesaler at the bottom to hosted PBX platform and a reseller platform in the middle, and then some end user specific content at the kind of the top of the stack there. But we're not just a UK company. We've also grown internationally. We have points of presence around the world, several in the UK, both East Coast and West Coast in the United States, and then a small point of presence in Singapore for our Simwood Meet video service as well. And I won't spend too much time on this slide, but really want to just very briefly say that building strong networks is in our DNA. We don't just resell somebody else's platform. We build our platform. We control as much of the platform where it makes sense to, and then use commodity computing in the cloud for things where we don't have to have exact control of the network. We run a fiber ring around London and then have connections to other spots in the UK, for example. This is one of the ways that we just provide quality service to our customers. On the product offering side, we have kind of wholesale products and partner products. The only reason I bring this up is that any of you who might have been involved last year with TADHack, we were talking about the APIs on the wholesale side. This year we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to do things on our partner side with our Simwood Direct product, which is a hosted PBX platform. That gives you all the features you might expect from a hosted PBX, extensions and voicemail and IVR menus and Whisper and Barge and the call routing, time of day routing, call queues, ring groups, all those sorts of things. Also with a full API behind that, so that you can interact with your any particular system you want to. We've also exposed the concept of trunks, so you could actually tie this hosted PBX back to an Astra system or a free switch system or some other PBX that you might be using as part of your hacking over the weekend. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. This year we've decided to do support via Slack. Last year I think we did both Slack and a video bridge. We're going to do it just via Slack this year. When you go through the registration process, we'll get your details, and then we'll send you an invitation to our Slack channel. Registration, we've had a little bit of trouble getting our registration form up on our website, so in the meantime we're going to do registration via email. You can use this email address here on the screen, TADHack2020-signup at simwood.com. We simply need to know your email address, your name, your team name or company name, and a good contact phone number to get a hold of you, just in case we need to reach out to you for some reason. One thing I'll note about the accounts that we're building for you on